Alright, so we are getting kicked off here with the Game of Thrones Agate Joust Finals. And this is GenCon 2012. Dan on the left and Ram on the right. These are the top competitors of an 87-man tournament. I'm Steven.
And I'm Robert.
And we're going to kind of keep things going here. We're not going to talk too much. We're definitely going to be quiet, not to disturb the players. But we are going to kind of give a play-by-play so that everybody knows what cards are being played and how the game's going. So we've got Stark, Kings of Winter versus Greyjoy, Kings of Winter. Quite unexpected finals, I gotta say.
This was a tournament that was jam-packed with Martell Maesters and Baratheon, Holy Rush, and all this kind of thing. So it's quite an upset that we have finals here that has nothing of the kind, and what's more to winter-themed decks. So I think these guys will at least not have to worry about getting their winter effects churning early. So we'll see what happens with that and who can capitalize sooner.
So now, riddle me this. What do you make of the fact that I'm looking at Ram's opening hand and I have every one of those cards in my deck? Does that mean I'm a bad player, or does that mean that he got lucky?
Well, the lesson I actually took away from this tournament today was that in advance of that, the concept that any deck can be beaten by its foil. But this tournament was incredibly centered around matchups. I was fortunate enough to go 3-3 in large part because I didn't face any of my most principal rivals, Martell Maesters and Targaryen Burn, for example. But I did face a Stark Winter deck that had Shadow's Cat in it, so it immediately shut down my Behind the Throne deck, and I was just dead as toast. So that said, nothing to take away from your ability to make a good deck and or play it, but
I think these guys are just better.
Well, that very well may be, and we would also probably want to take a look at who and what kind of decks they were playing against.
So we have Ram dropping Gilbert Farwind, a Sunset Sea, and Aeron's Chambers.
That's right.
On the left, we have Dan, who dropped a Bolton Refugee, the Blackfish. Looks like some kind of lady. Is that?
I cannot make it from here.
Looks like Jane Westering. This is a card I've never seen before, so that's kind of alarming. Also a great keep and a one of their C's, the Narrow Sea. First plot, Dan drops Time for Ravens, so you'll get the Raven.
Everybody's
And surprise, Ram does the same thing. So, interesting choice on both players to go for the Raven, even when they assume that their opponent's going to do the same.
Yeah, I would say that that's a misplay. I would have, if it were me, I would have probably let my other opponent do that and do something else I was more interested in.
But what if they both did that? Then no one would have the Raven.
That's true. So, you kind of have to do what you need to do first and foremost, so that's probably what they were both thinking. I need this winter effect here and now, so let's get it in play.
See here, this makes a lot more sense. So Ram actually pulls the Carrion Bird, and I believe he won initiative, so he did have to reveal first.
Correct.
Now,
He's bringing out the White Raven.
Dan's going to do the White Raven anyway. He may think that Carrion Bird isn't going to get through and discard his Raven, or maybe Ram isn't going to want it to not be winter. That's a very real possibility. I don't think that either of these guys mind if it's winter, so...
It's maybe they both have built in a mindset or a contingency that, hey, it's not winter, I can still do a large amount of what I want to do anyway, but I'm not dependent on it. We'll see how it plays out.
The funny thing here is that whoever plays the Raven is immediately at a one resource disadvantage because both players are benefiting probably equally from that play. So we'll see who actually has the cojones to drop it.
That's right.
Now pay attention especially to Farwind here. Non-nobles cannot be reduced, so we'll see if that Narrow Sea actually gets to be used here. Blackfish was already dropped. Are there more nobles? We don't know. So Dan's building first. Pays 2 to put something into Shadows.
He might be getting to set up his Shadow's Cat already against a card in Shadows, so once he puts out the Raven, he'll be one card away from the immunity to entry challenge.
And in response, Ram goes ahead and pops his Sunset Sea, just so that it's not canceled by a newly made Lord or something of that sort. Dan drops another great keep, and he also drops another card that I cannot see. As a Hungry Mob that he's dropping. So we got a Hungry Mob, and then he does drop the White Raven, giving he pays the 1 gold for the Raven, but then he gives Ram the -1 for Winter, so it does kind of equal out there.
There's Reek.
And then he also drops Reek. This is a nice field that Stark has dropped here.
When I played against the Stark Winter deck, I had a lovely experience with Reek. It's a great card. I don't see it a lot in our Tulsa meta, so hopefully this will kind of shine some light on it because it's awesome.
What is it that Reek's capable of doing here?
He is capable of, after they win an Intrigue Challenge, giving the opponent control of Reek and taking control of one of their characters. So you essentially give them Reek, which is pretty vanilla, and then you get an uptick on a pretty potent card, and it is already being discarded with an Ascension.
Oh my gosh, 2 guys, 1 throne in your face. Finals table drops Dissension. We also have Baylor being dropped by Ram. He's still certainly at a board disadvantage right here, especially going second.
And also worth noting, Rand is on the left here. So in his hand, I can see that he has Nightmares and a Dissension of his own. So maybe we need to reassess Dissension. We're probably behind the power curve on that one, but to see how Black Tide is going to affect the ability for him to play more copies of those events.
Well, Farwind is an ally. You know that all too well. So he's going to be biting it immediately after a challenge is declared, no doubt. All right, and then Ram also drops Longship Iron Victory. This is a classic Greyjoy build. Looks like a noble build. And I haven't seen any choke elements yet. There's Maester Kerwin. Interesting choice. He can basically save any Greyjoy character, Ironborn character, from an effect that directly targets it, i.e. Dissension. So what a nice play there.
Yeah, we've already got a nice little rock, paper, scissors thing going on here.
He's going to Nightmares Kerwin, and then here comes the Dissension, no doubt. Does Ram have a cancel? Nope. And there's the Dissension on Farwind.
Check your hand. It's got nothing.
Yep, it's out. Question, would you have done that after declaring attacks?
I don't know. It's hard to say. These guys might have more experience with this, and I think that a lot of what makes some of these players championship level is that they don't waste time ceding initiative to your opponent. So, popping your 2 discarder location before it could even be called into question, that's the kind of thing that I think a top level player is going to do, and they're not going to give the opponent an opportunity to foil their plans when they could otherwise have first.
Absolutely. See, I would be tempted to, this is just my past experience speaking with card games, I would be tempted to declare the attack, hope that he declares Farwind as the defender, and then nuke him with Dissension Nightmares on Kerwin. Get the unopposed, make him waste a defense.
Yeah.
But ultimately, probably isn't going to matter in the long run. And if your plan goes bad, maybe a finger dance or a seasick, then you're kind of up a creek, as it were.
That's right. Alright, so we had a military challenge come through, and Kerwin.
Kerwin bites it, yeah. He's no good if he's blank.
That's right.
Refugee's going to come in on the Intrigue, no doubt. Surprised he didn't leave with the Intrigue.
Yes. That's something that we kind of favor more often than not.
I suppose, well, he could have certainly blocked with Kerwin and then sacked him with the military anyway, so that was a smarter play.
That was a super strong discard. We just saw Masha get discarded there, so it's a super potent character. Good thing to have out of your hand if you're looking to see it on the table.
Absolutely.
Forget to trigger Blackfish, and I'm still in the finals. I'm so bad. Dear God. How'd you know?
Alright, we've got Baylor with the long ship, comes through, gets it with stealth.
Military challenge, Hungry Mom bites it.
Claims the Hungry Mom.
Dominance is established, and the effect is being utilized. Joust, which I'm
Looks like it's
familiar with.
sorry, it's a search effect. I do not know what she's doing. Don't want to get too close.
Also worth noting here is that both these players are certainly taking their time. There's not a whole lot of rush going on here. There's deliberation at every turn. Another good sign of a top-level player. No hurry to win or lose. So taking their time, assessing things, and making sure that they're not overlooking anything.
Yeah, this is after a very long day of playing.
That's right.
And the plots, we have Winds of Winter on the right and Winds of Winter on the left. Looks awfully familiar.
Looks like these guys are very experienced in playing their winter themed decks. And we'll see who's going to come out.
I don't want that to be my legacy.
Draw phase.
I don't want that to be my legacy.
I don't know that Dan on the left is running Fear of Winter, but I would not be surprised. And I certainly would have been tempted to run it there with that board position and force Baylor discard with a 2-claim. We'll see what he does.
I think they're now determining who's going to discard the Kings of Winter here.
Yeah.
Here it comes. There it is.
And it's a burned-in pillage. That's not good.
If we got big though, that would be the other one. We could have like
This is a really strong start. So we'll see if the momentum is continued here on the second turn.
Anything that would be like that.
Ram plays in dupe of the Iron Victory. That's not what you want to see. Dupe of Baylor.
That is not what you want. That more than likely indicates that's what he drew into. I think anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Distinguished good swing.
Always good. Nice fisherman. Going to try to get a bit of a choke on, but there's a lot of economy out there for Dan.
Looks like
We got the gold steel up front.
Still the gold. So he's got 3 gold to spend as he pleases.
Another C, and Farmwood is off the table, so those can be utilized. Might be saving one for a seasick. Pops it, pays 1.
Bruce Bolton hits the table.
And Hodor, going to be a massive defense, especially against Baylor. No stealth. Dan may be holding that C back also for the inevitable Valor that's coming.
That's right.
He doesn't have anything to outwit on the board.
He still has 3 cards in shadows, worth noting.
Oh, that boatswain is nuked.
Oh yeah, correction. So he only had 1 card in shadows. Those 3 cards at the leftmost side of the table where it was actually his hand.
I do see a no quarter in that hand, so I'm sure that will come into play.
Oh boy.
Question is, do you hold it for post-Valor?
It's a good call.
Baylor's going to attack.
What kind of challenge is it? Hard to tell.
Might not know until claim.
Yep. So yeah, 3 strength.
going to stealth the Blackfish here.
Still not quite sure what kind of challenge it is.
We're going to block with the Refugee and Hodor for a total of 6 on the 3. Even with the +2 from victory, he's not going to win this challenge. Remember, all these characters are also at -1. So Dan may have forgotten about that. Refugee's at 1, Hodor's at 3, so that's 4. Black Tide's at 2. On Iron Victory pushes him up to 4. Looks like Winds of Winter was temporarily overlooked.
Yep. That'll be a pretty big shift here.
The Refugee and Hodor for claim. That's huge.
And again, this is the 10th round of play, so mistakes like this are bound to happen.
If it was a mistake, might not have been.
Yeah, who knows?
So we got an entry challenge from Bolton. He did not kneel. Not sure why.
I think he does not kneel to attack on entry challenges.
Outstanding. That would explain it. Looks like he's doing a military as well. Holding off.
Reconsider it.
So don't forget Winds of Winter, Dan.
Defense is no more than 2.
Blocks with 3.
There's card and shadows.
Actually, blocks with 0.
Yeah.
So we may have also
just one by my count. Oh yeah, there's 2 Winds of Winter, so never mind. Or is that opponent's character?
It's opponent's character,
so it's 1 strength.
Boatswain's at 1, Carrion Bird's at 0. So, again, Winds of Winter has snuck up, it appears. Fisherman, and Dan's going to want that dupe. Dan wants the dupe to go. Absolutely wants the dupe to go. So the bird goes as well. No. Boatswain.
Right, hard decision. Carrion Bird.
Carrion Bird goes. Then he draws for the Blackfish.
Power challenge.
Blackfish on the power challenge. Gets it.
Imposed and
around. He does hold the no quarter. Dominance. -1 from Winds of Winter means 0 for that opposing character there.
That's all the information I got.
Quick recap here. On the left, we're sitting at 8 power, and on the right, 1.
Dan on the left, Ram on the right. And we do another search effect here from Dan. Gets the Rob Stark that murders everybody. Rob Stark combined with that no quarter in hand is going to be a nasty little bit. See if Ram saves can overcome. We've seen him being very save heavy in the last game. He's been on the ropes here.
That Blackfish is a tempting target, especially with Black Tide having a duplicate on him.
Yeah, this is a pretty tasty looking Valor here for Ram. Not as tasty as he would like, I'm sure. But
3 uniques on the board to be cleared.
What's Dan going to do in response? Yep, there's the Valor. And first snow.
So, any saves? Probably not. We've kind of had glimpses of his hand. I don't think he has anything in there to stop this.
First snow actually is going to act as a pretty decent counter to Valor. Ram's going to be getting 1 gold +1 for the Aaron's Chamber, so he's at 2 gold. Everything he can play is just going to be a 2 gold character unless there's a Sunset Sea or something, so whatever he plays is going to get right back to his hand. And Winter Agenda kicks in. It's on Ram's favor this time. Gets rid of the Rob Star.
Rob Star that we just searched for. That is pretty much a big deal.
Oh yeah. So Dan's going first. He's not going to be able to drop Rob anymore. He does still have the C though. The question is, does he have anything in his hand that is 2 cost or 3? I'm sorry, 3 cost or above.
I'm not sure, but it looks like he might have another Rob in hand that he might have just drawn into. Not sure on that though. I'm spying a mirror read as well.
Yeah, there's another Shadows card.
Looks like you pay gold for like
Pop. Let's see. Pay 1 for Brian of Tarth. And goes over.
He's sitting on 1 gold still.
Ram here's going to get 2 gold. I see a boat swing in his hand that's going to be perfectly useless. Initiative here is going to be a very big deal to get that first military challenge. Ram passes. Longship Iron Victory is a crucial play here. Absolutely crucial.
Military challenge.
The question is, does Dan have something in his hand? Doesn't. Not sure what happened. Maybe Brian probably has some text that I'm missing here. Ram gets the power for dominance. And I'm going to go check and see if Brienne has any kind of text.
I think you cannot trigger abilities while she's attacking.
Ah, that would make it work. Yeah, I believe you're correct. Got a retaliation and a fortified position.
Very interesting. So now that he has board position, going second doesn't seem as big a deal.
Yeah, that 2 claim is going to be huge.
Especially with what is probably a mirror read waiting in shadows.
Fortified position, Blank's character text, is that correct?
Blank's, I think it might just be character, but I'm not sure if it's just that or any card text.
I think Dan was just asking if that Blank's mirror read as she comes into play to blank somebody else.
Gotcha.
I don't know why that would necessarily matter.
There's 2 no quarters.
And a Nightmares. He's well set up. And he gets 1 with the Winter.
No quarters.
And they both trigger. Ooh, and Dan doesn't get anything good in return. White Raven doesn't matter here.
4 gold coming in. Distinguished boat swing.
Ram plays the boat swing. He's at 0 strength. So Wintertime Marauders. Hello, no quarter. See that Dan is also sitting on a frozen solid. Could be big on that Iron Victory.
-6 for the next This is bad. It's really bad.
Checking his shadows cards. Looks like they'll have 5 gold to spend.
Yeah, what do they do if it's just like super shit? So then it's like.
So Dan collects his 5.
Maybe We gotta balance it.
Four Ram Deleon.
Or for Stark, of course. Also has a Nightmares for that Wintertime Marauders if it comes to it.
It's garbage.
We're like a tree just crafting. And the people that they have don't like it.
The people that are on that tree don't enjoy being on that
It's like if you gave them like 5
fantasy, there's no toys. Like, is there anything called a clock?
And I believe Dan passed it over. I believe he's holding on to that one gold. I'm not certain. Looks like that's the case.
Not sure if he'll be able to pull anything out of shadows with that. I can't remember what it takes to bring Mirror Read out of shadows or not.
See, this is... here he goes.
Mirror Read
Mirror
out
Read
of
comes
shadows.
out. And blinks.
Blanks 2 cards.
Both of those
So
cards.
it's not just characters, so he blanks the launcher. And Iron Dam Parent's Chamber. Or is that Iron's Chamber?
Aaron's Chamber, yeah. Remember, all characters are blank, so that Boatswain is still at 4 strength.
And we just had a ruling from K-Tom explaining that Mirror Read still works because the processing of the effect occurs while it is in shadows and not actually in play, so it goes through no matter what.
Ram military challenge here. So many effects here on the military challenge.
This is only what? This is actually a 4-strength military challenge because the Boatswain is blank.
Gonna block with Mira and Brienne. Probably drop in a quarter here. No quarter might be on the attack.
I believe it is, yeah.
Remember, Dan is sitting on a 2-clan plot here. Rob Stark swings in military. And both go for claims. And we go to the next round, plots. Ram definitely on the back leg here. Valar has already been dropped. Roll by decree on both ends. Neither has an effect. And Ram is going to take initiative. Draw 2. We have Winter being triggered by both players. Nice pull. And nice pull in return.
There's 2 short words on it.
So Ram's going to build it up here.
Guy out of your horse points. You've seen it once.
Farman comes back out.
You've seen it once in the car.
Not going to do much here. Farman, and that's it.
Looks nice. One has 1 gold left. Can't really do much with that. Can't remember how many bird springs he's turned and burned already. So we have another frozen solid coming out. One is just discarded, but it's being played on Iron Victory now, so that'll blink its text.
And we also have Sir Kyle Condon.
2 gold left. What's he gonna play? Checking the shadows.
You guys can't see it, but
Reed was just nightmares.
Oh, I thought you were marshalling?
No, I'm not talking.
Okay, sorry, I thought you were. Okay, go ahead.
You're fine.
looks like we get a take back there because it was still marshalling phase. Ram thought it had passed the challenges. Saying you guys can't see it, but Damon is watching this game intently, seeing how his cards are working, how the game is working here.
Still assessing what he's going to do with that last 2 gold. Spending 1 of it to bring out what?
Rob Stark gets a Grey Wind. Wolf attachment.
It's a nice murder attachment. Kills characters that are 2 strength or lower, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, no, on the far left catches.
Shadows action at the start of challenges. Varys discarded.
Varys discards an ally.
That is a big deal.
This is about as grim as it can look for Ram right now. Been here many times.
He's going to have 3 challenges coming in completely unopposed.
Have yet another challenge, power challenges, or sorry, military challenges too.
Looking for the renown. Getting the final word on whether it's opposed or not, if there's any responses, any comments.
Yeah,
Nothing.
it is unopposed. Dan's at 9-10 with renown.
Here comes the intrigue challenge. Unopposed, of course.
Goes to 11.
Nightmares discarded. That's a
Nightmares. Dan is now fully in control of this game. Fear of winner, if he's got it, is the play here. Looks like he grabbed it real quick.
He's 4 power away from the win here.
Oh,
3 power, excuse me. Forgot the 1 power on roster.
and looks like he's holding Search and Detain as his restricted card.
Ooh.
Unexpected.
That's right. Here we go.
Retaliation makes him go first. He's got to put something back in his hand.
Probably do one of the 0 constellations.
He'll put Kyle Condon back in.
Very interesting.
Mirror Reed goes back in shadows. Go to the draw phase here. And triggers Winter. Grab Street of Silk, not a big deal. And the Refugee, that's a big one. Any characters right now for Ram are precious.
So we get 5 gold to spend.
Dan
Piles back out.
Dan bring it. Ram brings out a newly made Lord. Has to nuke his own location. And a Bay of Ice. Not what he wants.
Military challenge.
This should be the game.
Power challenge.
And that'll be it. That's the game.
Awful at this game. I punt like 4 times.
And Stark Winter has won the Joust Championship, highlighted by Dan.
Kid, punt
Congrats,
like
Dan.
4 times.
Congrats for him as well.
Congratulations, sir. A new champion is crowned today.
All right, guys, thanks so much for listening. Sure to catch us on the podcast, Two Guys, One Throne. Also check TeamCovenant.com for all the latest Game of Thrones updates, videos like these, and plenty of discussion. Thanks for listening.
Peace out.
Thanks, John. Oh, man.
Ram, good job. Good game. Thank you. Dan, where are you from?
Thanks, Damon. Central Wisconsin, also. Congratulations.
Yeah.